Imagine a cinematic masterpiece so bold and boundary-pushing that it unites Hollywood's greatest minds in a chorus of admiration, yet stirs up debates that could keep film buffs arguing for years. That's the buzz surrounding Paul Thomas Anderson's latest epic, One Battle After Another, and trust me, it's got everyone talking. Hey there, fellow movie lovers. If you're into the magic of filmmaking, you know that getting rave reviews from industry legends is like hitting the jackpot. Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another isn't just earning kudos from critics, it's drawing praise from the very titans who shaped New Hollywood. We're talking about directors who've redefined storytelling on screen, and their thoughts on PTA's film are nothing short of electrifying. But here's where it gets controversial. Not everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet. Some hail it as a groundbreaking triumph, while others admit it left them puzzled at first. Stick around, because diving into these reviews might just change how you see this film, and maybe even spark a debate in your own mind. Let's kick things off with Martin Scorsese, the mastermind behind classics like Goodfellas and The Departed. At a recent QA session, he delivered a concise yet powerful endorsement, calling the movie a fascinating and extraordinarily made film with extraordinary performances everywhere. For beginners in film appreciation, this means Scorsese was blown away by the sheer craftsmanship. Think intricate storytelling, stunning visuals, and acting that feels raw and real. It's like he saw something that reminded him of his own passion for pushing cinematic boundaries. Building on that enthusiasm, Steven Spielberg, yes, the genius behind Jaws, E.T., and Schindler's List, went all out in his praise. He and Scorsese, along with PTA, have been collaborating to breathe new life into Turner Classic Movies, so his take feels personal. Spielberg gushed, "What an insane movie! Oh my God! There is more action in the first hour of this than every other film you've ever directed put together. Everything. It is really incredible. This is such a concoction of things that are so bizarre and at the same time so relevant that I think have become increasingly more relevant than perhaps even when you finished the screenplay and assembled your cast and crew and began production. What was it about the Thomas Pynchon book that first sort of set you off?" Imagine that. Spielberg, known for his blockbuster spectacles, is marveling at the intensity of action sequences that outpace even his own work. For newcomers, this highlights how One Battle After Another blends wild, surreal elements with timely themes, perhaps drawing from Pynchon's novel, which often explores absurdity in American culture. It's a reminder that great films can feel both chaotic and profoundly connected to our world. Then there's Paul Schrader, the visionary behind Taxi Driver and American Gigolo, who shared his thoughts on Facebook. He singled out Sean Penn's role as Colonel Lockjaw, saying, "One battle after another. SB friends have asked my opinion. Filmmaking at level A+, but try as I might, I couldn't muster up an ounce of empathy for Leo DiCaprio or Sean Penn. I kept waiting for them to die. Penn's performance, however, is a masterclass in peacock acting." What held me in my seat for the better part of 2 hours was P.T. Anderson's joy of filmmaking. Schrader's review is a mixed bag. He admires the technical prowess and Penn's flamboyant style. Think over-the-top charisma that demands attention, but admits he struggled to connect emotionally with the leads. This is the part most people miss. Even in praise, there's a hint of critique, showing how personal taste plays into film reception. For example, if you've ever watched a movie where the plot grips you but the characters don't, you might relate to Schrader's experience. And this is where things take a turn toward the divisive. Francis Ford Coppola, the legendary director of the Godfather trilogy and Apocalypse Now, offered a more nuanced perspective on Instagram. He expressed love for PTA's films in general, but confessed that One Battle After Another needed a second watch for him to fully appreciate it. For me, after one audience viewing, I felt that just as things were getting going, there came a 16-year pause. Although now that I know that, for subsequent viewings, I will be able to enjoy focusing on the characters and all the memorable performances of Leo, Sean, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, Teyana Taylor, Tony Goldwyn, and Chase Infinity. It's a film I want to see a second time. The problem with my hearing no doubt played a part in my confusion on certain things, but then the film emerged into the love story that it is. Father and his one daughter, and as you can imagine, very moving to me. Coppola's take introduces a controversial angle. What if the film's brilliance is hidden behind initial confusion? He suggests the story unfolds as a poignant father-daughter tale, but only after overcoming hurdles like pacing or even personal factors like hearing issues. This could spark debate. Do films owe it to audiences to be immediately accessible? Or is complexity part of the art? It's a counterpoint to the unbridled enthusiasm from others, inviting us to question if one battle after another rewards patience or demands it unfairly. So there you have it, a whirlwind of opinions from filmmaking icons that paint one battle after another as a film of extremes, praised for its innovation and performances, yet polarizing in its demands on viewers. Which of these mini-reviews resonates with you the most? Do you side with Scorsese's pure admiration, Spielberg's excited analysis, Schrader's technical nod with emotional distance, or Coppola's call for a rewatch? And here's a thought-provoking question. In an era of quick, easy entertainment, should directors like PTA prioritize accessibility? Or is challenging audiences the true mark of cinematic greatness? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree, disagree, or have your own take on this debate? I'd love to hear from you. About the author, news editor, favorite movies, 12 Angry Men, 2001: A Space Odyssey, All the President's Men, Almost Famous, Annie Hall, Bicycle Thieves, Carnal Knowledge, Cinema Paradiso, Dick Tracy, Double Indemnity, Halloween, Harold and Maude, In Bruges, The Killing, Magnolia, Minnie and Moskowitz, Modern Times, Paris, Texas, Rosemary's Baby, Taxi Driver. Likes, Film History, Movie Marathons, Top 5 Lists, Black Coffee, The Muppets, 90s Alternative, New Hollywood, Groucho, Zevon, That Picture of Dali, Walking in Antietam.